not know about the great Nart Warzameg is that he was great. 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 Great of stature, great of strength, great of courage. Often he would come back from his adventures, driving a multitude of cattle before him, the spoils of war. So much livestock, there was enough for everyone in the village. And so he would visit everyone, bringing them animals, bringing them bounties from his adventure. And the people were grateful. And some of the people were very grateful, and some said, well, you know, the great Nart is no greater than you or me. Oh, sure, he's great, but he's no better a man than you or me. I mean, really, if we're being honest, his good fortune, his luck bringing us all this bounty, it's because of his wife. It's Lady Centennial. It's her wisdom. It's her magic that allows him to be so successful. Warzameg heard these words. He let it slide. For a year or two. But one day it happened, he came back from another adventure, driving so many animals before him. And once again, he brought animals to each house in the village. And some people said, truly, you are a great man. This is evidence of your goodness. But others said, he's no better than you or I. Really, it's his wife that allows him to do this. And this time, those words pierced Warzameg's heart. And he began to ponder them, and he grew bitter. And he returned home in a terrible mood. Centennial was there to greet him and brought out a serving table, something from her own homeland that provided any food that he might want. All he had to do was say it, but he had no appetite. She waited for him to speak, and at last, he seemed to make up his mind, and he said, I'm going to give you your freedom. You and I will no longer be together. What have I done to anger you? She said. Why have I fallen from your good graces? Tell me. And the great Nart Warzameg said, the people have been talking, and they say that all of my success is due to you. That all my brave deeds I only do because you make me do them. That if it were not for you, I could accomplish no manly deeds. But I must let the people know that I can do all of these feats, even alone. And that is why you and I cannot be together. Centennial said, if that is the case, then I can do nothing. Divorce me. Now, do not trouble yourself that I'm leaving you bereft and empty-handed. Take something from this house. Whatever is dear to your heart, take it with you. Oh, Nart, she said, let me ask you one favor before I go. Let me throw a feast for the people of this village who have welcomed me, a stranger to your land. In the 2-3 years I've lived here with you, they have spoke well of me, they have honored me. Let me honor them now and throw a 3-day feast. Warzameg said, well, you've lived here 2-3 years, another week won't hurt. So yes, you can throw the feast. Say to these people what you need to say. do what you need to do. And so she began preparations for the party. There was a lot of food to be cooked, and she cooked it. And there was a lot of drinks to be prepared. And she ordered the drinks and had the drinks prepared. And at last it was the day of the party, and the feasting began. And for 2 solid days, people ate and drank, and ate and drank, and ate and drank, and ate and drank, and drank and drank and drank. And I have to tell you that there were more than 100 people who got drunk. But not Warzameg. And Centinaya went to the people of the village and said, "Why is the great Nart not even tipsy?" And they explained to her, "Warzameg is great. He is such a powerful man, the liquor does not affect him in the same way. He has matched us, cup for cup, drink for drink, but he is a great, great man." Centinaya said to them, "Well, he needs to enjoy the feast too. Can you help me? At least get him tipsy." And they thought this might be a good idea. "Well, here's how you could do it. Every time you exchange toasts with my husband, say to him, 'For me, old friend, drink another hornful for my sake.'" And so they agreed, and they did that. And every time Warzameg and a villager exchanged toasts, the villager would say, "For my sake, drink another hornful," and he did. And soon he had drunk at twice as much as anyone in that village, and at last he got a little tipsy. And just at the point where Centinaya could see he was not going to be on his feet much longer, she said, "That's it, everyone. Thank you for coming to the party. May God give you all a good life. And as you are ready, you may now depart." And the guests began to disperse. But she gathered some of the youth and told them to bring the wagon around. And they hitched the horses to the wagon. They brought the wagon. And she herself, in the wagon, put a mattress and a pillow. And then she went to the great Nart and gently guided him to lay himself down on that mattress with his head on the pillow. And soon the great snoring of the great Nart began. At which point, the lady Centinaya climbed up into the wagon and began to ride away from that village. And she rode all through the night and rode out of that land back to her own kingdom, where she had lived before she was a bride. And in the morning, when her husband woke up, he sat up, looked around. "Where are we? What has happened to me?" Centinaya said, "Nothing has happened to you. You sent me away, and you told me I could take anything from my house that was dear to my heart. What need have I of possessions or wealth? The only thing dear that I wanted to take was you. So I took you." Warzameg rubbed his eyes, said, "You are smarter than they say you are." And it is true what they say. Without you, I would have nothing. Turn this wagon around. And together, the two of them guided the horses and the wagon back to their home.